If you've just started earning Qantas points and you're frustrated that there's no business class reward seats available for you to book, then good news, today I'm going to be taking you in depth, telling you exactly what you can do so you can finally start using your Qantas points to fly in those lie flat plushy business class seats. Now, if you are new to points, you may not believe it, but there actually are a lot of these lie flat plushy business class seats available to book with Qantas points. You just need to know how to do it, which is exactly what I'm going to be running through today with you. Now, before I get into it, if these videos are helpful to you, I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up and also left a comment letting me know that these sort of videos are helpful to you. So with that in mind, let's get straight into the video. The very first thing that we need to know is, one, what type of reward rate are we looking for? And two, how many points do we need? Often the biggest thing that I hear from people is that business class reward seats, for example, from Sydney to Los Angeles, cost millions of points. That is true, but it's also not true. That is true if you're looking for a classic reward plus rate. If you jump onto the Qantas website and you look for a blue ribbon, the classic reward plus rate is going to be about 1 million points in order to book one of these flights. But what we are looking for is a classic rewards rate. These are the little red ribbons, and this will allow you to book a business class flight from Sydney to Los Angeles for 130,000 Qantas points, a fraction of what it is usually with the classic plus rewards rate. So to give you an idea of how many points we're going to need when we're booking classic rewards rates, 130,000 Qantas points is required for Sydney to parts of America, for example, San Francisco or Los Angeles. 98,000 to 108,000 Qantas points are required for getting from Sydney, Melbourne or Brisbane to Japan. That is in business class. And 130,000 is going to be required when we're booking a classic rewards rate from Sydney, Melbourne or Brisbane to Dubai on Emirates business class. If we're looking to get to Europe, that is a little bit harder to book. You do have to get a little bit more creative with that. I can talk about that in future videos if you'd like, but budget for around 200,000 Qantas points. Now, something important to mention is that finding these classic reward fares are very, very difficult. If you have jumped onto the Qantas website yourself, you will know that finding these reward rates on these destinations is like finding a needle in a haystack. If you're sick of being frustrated, check out the link in my video description. In there, you'll find my Patreon group where every single day I scan the entire Qantas website and I share the best business class reward seats that you can book right now. But if you want to do this process for yourself, go ahead and do that. In order to find these flights, we can use a number of different search tools. To begin, using the Qantas Classic Search tool, which is the search tool on the Qantas homepage, that is great for flights departing from Australia going overseas. But using that tool for flights coming home into Australia, it's not as effective as those little red ribbons often don't pop up. So to look for flights coming home into Australia, or even if you do want to look for flights departing from Australia, but you want to look for lots of different cabin classes, for example, economy, premium economy, business, and first class, all at the same time, you can use the Qantas Multi-City Search tool. You don't have to use the Qantas Multi-City Search tool when you're booking multiple flights. You can just book one-way flights. For example, Sydney to Los Angeles, you can still use that Multi-City Search tool and book it through there. To navigate to the Multi-City Search tool, when you're on the Qantas homepage, just click on the search bar. A little pop-up will expand and you'll see Multi-City. Click on that, then go ahead and use it that way. Now, the Classic Search tool is great for flights departing from Australia, and the Multi-City Search tool is great for looking at multiple different cabins in a whole calendar month at a time. But an even better tool is using Seats.aero. Seats.aero is a third-party website, and it pretty much allows you to scan the entire Qantas website in a matter of seconds with specific filters as well. So if I want to scan out and I don't want to look at Jetstar flights, I can use this Seats.aero tool. I can also search for direct flights or flights that have stopovers included. Thirdly, I can select multiple cities all at once. So instead of individually looking, for example, Sydney to Los Angeles on the Qantas website, if I wanted to look for Melbourne to Los Angeles or Brisbane to Los Angeles, I would have to do 3 different searches. With Seats.aero, I don't have to do those individual searches. I can actually group lots of different airports together. So for example, for my departing cities, I could include all of Australia's major airports, and for my arrival cities, depending on where I wanted to go, for this example, I'll talk about USA, I could search all of the USA major airports, meaning for me to go on the Qantas website and search Sydney to Los Angeles, Sydney to San Francisco, Sydney to New York, Sydney to Dallas, and then do that same thing for Melbourne and Brisbane as well. That's going to take a long time. With Seats.aero, I can do all that search in a matter of seconds. I will leave my referral link in the video description. If you do want to sign up, please be sure to use that. And if you don't want to go through that whole process of searching for yourself, also check out the link in the video description. In there, you'll find my Patreon group. I do all the work, so you just get alerted every single day of the best business class alerts. The final thing that we can do in order to increase our chances of using our Qantas points on business class reward seats is understanding that flexibility is key. What I mean by that is we need to be somewhat flexible with our route and also with the dates that we travel. When we're using points, we need to understand that we are at the mercy of airline availability. We can't get very specific with the travel dates we want. Otherwise, we just have to bank on getting lucky. But what we can control is our route. Say, for example, if we are located in Sydney and we did want to go to Europe, for example, instead of just typing in Sydney to London and then exhausting that option, we can get a little bit more creative by searching for flights from Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, or Perth to London, and even changing our arrival city as well, meaning instead of London, we can change to Amsterdam, Paris, Frankfurt, Dublin, all those different major European cities. Get creative, get flexible with the dates that you're traveling, and also flexible with the route that you're traveling on as well. From here, you should have a pretty good idea on what you need to do now. Look for classic reward rates. You now know how many points you need for multiple different destinations. You also understand which search tools to use for different types of routes. And now you understand that we have to be somewhat flexible in order to find those business class reward seats. There is one final problem, and that is that you're also competing against me and my Patreon members. Every single day, I scan the entire Qantas website and I share the best business class alerts to my members so they can book them before anyone else. If you are wanting to use your points on these high redemption business class classic reward rates, you do have to be an absolute sniper and jump on them quickly. If you want to join my Patreon and in there get alerted for the best business class flights every single day that you can book, go ahead, that link is in the video description. Other than that, I will see you in the next video.